Memphis, find your business here. The Memphis Coupon Book is your gateway to local deals. Visit memphiscouponbook.com. Start saving today.
You know those local coupon books, right? The ones that show up in your mailbox or you see stacked by the door at a coffee shop? Well, we've all seen them, but have you ever stopped to really think about how they work? Today, we're going to peel back the layers on this surprisingly complex business, and trust me, it is a masterclass in modern media strategy.
Exactly. It's free. So where's the money coming from? I always just figured, it was a pretty simple advertising play. But when I really started to dig into this, I found a business model that is way more interesting and honestly a lot more brilliant than I ever gave it credit for.
So here's the first big twist. This isn't really a coupon company at all. You need to think of it less like a little book of deals and more like a miniature local media empire. The whole thing is designed to completely own the conversation in your neighborhood, from your physical mailbox all the way to your phone screen. At the heart of this mini empire is this fantastic one-two punch. First, you've got this high-end, glossy magazine. It's packed with local stories, and its job is to build trust in a really loyal audience. And then you have the coupon book, which is that direct, immediate call to action. See how that works? The magazine makes you feel like you're getting trusted advice from a friend, and the coupon book gives you the perfect excuse to go act on it. It's an incredible mix of soft and hard selling. But this strategy goes so much further than just print. Of course, you've got your traditional revenue streams like print ads and sponsored content, but then they layer on this entire digital strategy. We're talking website banner ads, affiliate marketing links, even premium digital subscriptions. They even build out little sub-sites for local businesses and host local events. It's just a textbook example of not putting all your eggs in one basket. So the strategy is super impressive, right? It's creative, it's diversified, it's smart. But this is where things get really interesting. Because behind this clever media machine is some absolutely brutal math. This is a very high-stakes game of volume and efficiency. Okay, get this. The upfront cost for just one print run of 50,000 of these books is over $31,000. I mean, that's the price of a brand new car, and they're spending it before a single ad has been sold. That right there tells you this is no casual side hustle. This is a serious, capital-intensive business.
Now try to imagine being on that sales team. Every single time a new issue is being planned, you're starting from a $30,000 hole. You and your team have to close 144 deals just to get back to zero. That is a massive task, and it never, ever lets up.
And here's the real kicker. Even if they manage to hit that huge target, their projected profit margin is a razor-thin 12%. This is not a business where you get rich off a few big wins. It's a game of inches, where every single ad, every single dollar is absolutely critical for survival. So how on earth do you keep a sales team motivated under that kind of intense pressure? Well, the answer is just a brilliant piece of business psychology. They pay the exact same commission for every deal, even the quote-unquote easy renewals. And why do they do that? Because it sends a really powerful message. We value your relationships and your skill, not just the brand new business you drag in. It's a simple rule, but it's what prevents burnout and keeps the entire engine from falling apart. Okay, so we've got the strategy, and we've got the tough financial model. But there's a third piece to this whole puzzle. And honestly, it's the one that trips up so many entrepreneurs. How do you turn this amazing idea into a real, legally recognized, official business? All right, let's dive into the nitty-gritty of making this business official. We're going to walk through the actual forms and the real steps that are required to get a company like this off the ground. And we'll start at the federal level. The absolute first thing you have to do is get an employer identification number, or EIN, from the IRS. This is non-negotiable. And the best way to think about it is exactly what this slide says. It's basically a social security number, but for your company. It's the unique ID the government uses to track everything from your taxes to your business bank accounts. Now, actually getting the EIN is the easy part. The real pro tips are all about what you do with it after you get it. The IRS sends you this confirmation notice, and you need to treat that thing like gold. First, keep it somewhere safe. They only send it out once. Second, you have to be obsessive about consistency. Use the exact same business name and number on every single form. And third, and this is so important, that notice is basically your personal roadmap to federal tax compliance. It tells you exactly what forms to file and when. Okay, so you've got your federal ID in hand. You are now ready for the next step, making it official at the local level. And in this particular case, that means registering for a business license in Tennessee.
And this is where you really start to see how all these bureaucratic puzzle pieces fit together. The local application, it needs that federal EIN we just talked about, but it also requires a state sales tax number. That's for any business selling taxable goods. And a Tennessee Secretary of State ID, which is for corporations or LLCs. It's actually a perfect illustration of how all the different layers of government are connected.
And you know, after all that high-level strategic planning and the brutal financial modeling, the final step is surprisingly simple. You just calculate a small fee, you sign the form, and you mail it in. And just like that, with the drop of an envelope into a mailbox, the business is officially born.
So we've gone all the way from this big picture strategy down to the fine print on a government form. And what's really cool is that the steps this business took can be boiled down into a universal action plan that works for pretty much any new venture.
So here it is. This is the startup checklist that applies to almost any business out there. I know it can seem intimidating, but when you break it down like this, it's just a clear 6-step path. You decide on your legal structure, get your federal and state IDs, gather all your info, fill out the form, and pop it in the mail. It is a repeatable process that can take you from just a great idea to an official, legitimate business.
You know, when you step back and look at the whole picture, you see these two powerful forces that have to come together. On one side, you have the clever multi-channel media strategy. That's the creative spark. And on the other, you have the disciplined, methodical execution of all that official paperwork. A truly successful business isn't just one or the other, it's the fusion of both.
So the next time you see a local coupon book, I really hope you'll see it a little differently. It's a fantastic reminder that incredible strategy can be hiding in plain sight. And that leaves me with a question I've been thinking about ever since I learned all of this. What other old-school businesses are out there quietly innovating right under our noses? Thanks for listening.